Everybody, yeah, that's how I start my live streams. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Ords Ward Live today. We're gonna kind of give you guys the lowdown on content creation, streaming, that sort of thing, the ins and outs, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I've got a couple of friends that I brought with me. They share a lot of experience in that, growing from nothing to monetization, growing from monetization to demonetization on YouTube, other platforms, things like that. We've kind of experienced it all. Some things that work for us in growth, some things that didn't work for us. So yeah, let me introduce my panel. Here on my left is my boy Darth News. If you guys want to check him out.
Hello.
Yeah, he's
I'm muffled. Sorry.
That's okay.
Really close. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
And you might wonder to yourself, why is he wearing the Deadpool mask? It's because sometimes when it comes to content creation, you want to you don't want people to know who you are. You have a life outside of this, and this isn't necessarily our lives. This isn't what we make our money, or where we make our money. Hashtag demonetized.
Hashtag demonetized. Yeah.
So we'll kind of go through our experience or how we got started real quick. There's so much to cover. We could spend 4 hours talking about it. But real quick, Darth, tell a little bit people about what you do real quick and all that good stuff.
Well, I create content for YouTube. I just make, I guess, artistic edits with a bit of improvisational stand-up comedy, which I just call dad jokes, really, is because they're really bad, but it's just kind of my style.
Is that why I like it? Because I'm a dad? Is that why I like your channel so much?
I think so. I think he gets the dad jokes.
Dad approved.
And then I just talk about, social, political, current topics, issues, things that are, affecting my life directly or even indirectly. As long as it's something worth talking about, I like to talk about it. Everything from videos such as like Hero of the Week, where somebody I think deserves to be recognized as the hero of the week, or there'll be the dumbass of the week, or there'll be or anything.
A lot of those.
Yeah, I mean, there's no structure to my content. I just always create, and I don't really think about what's next or what I previously did. I'm always just in the moment.
Living in the moment.
That's
baby.
all.
That's true. Yeah, that's probably some good advice, especially with content creation, because information, especially if you're doing stuff like we do, like commentary, pop culture commentary, or any kind of commentary for that matter. The news cycles, the cycles that happen, the information that comes out so fast and it happens so quick that like you have to be the first guy to get the video out, right? You got to be like, if you want the views, you have to be the guy to get it out the first.
It's a rat race, and
right, it is, and we'll kind of give you guys some idea on how to curb that and get your mind out of that. But all right, to my right here we have the Nerdporial Life Form. Good buddy of mine, met him in Vegas last year, so we've known each other for a while, and I think he brings a lot to this panel. Tell everybody about what you do, man.
Sure. So hi everybody. My channel is called the Nerdporial Life Form. It's a word. Nerdporial is a word I made up. It's basically nerd and corporeal. If you know what corporeal is, to have a body, and hence my Nerdporial guy that I have designed is basically a figure of a person, but with all the nerdy symbols that make up your interests. And so what I do is I cover things that I really like. So there's a lot of people that comment on the stuff, on the not so great stuff that's been coming out of Hollywood and from other creatives out there. Me, I want to focus on what's good and what people should be watching.
For sure. Yeah. There is a lot of people out there who, and maybe rightfully so, who bash some of the stuff that's going out of Hollywood, some of the stuff that, the properties that we grew up with that have been completely changed and are nothing like what they used to be. But and something too with YouTube, you got to make up words. Every word has been used on YouTube to name a channel. So it's like you got to come up with cool stuff, but I think it makes it unique, and I think you bring a unique perspective. If you guys like retrospectives, I got to say, go check out the Nerdporial Life Form, because I wish I had the ability to sit down and write scripts like that, which most of my stuff is just kind of off the wall, but this guy, he's put some content together, and I think you guys like it.
If I had to write scripts, I would never get a video out. It would never happen.
Never.
It would never happen.
It would, like I'm learning the other way. I'm trying to learn how to rant and how to just talk without,
I guess just kind of gotta have your points in your head and just You just
like
rip
it's
off
in the,
your points.
It's
Yeah.
like in the front, and it goes to the back of my
Yeah.
head sometimes. But yeah, I do movie reviews of movies I really like, retrospectives of games. Basically, I put this channel together basically to try and capture. It's kind of like a time capsule for me. I'm trying to capture my memories of why I really like the stuff that I liked. So like my earliest fandom was Nintendo stuff, Super Mario, Legend of Zelda. And what's funny is my current project I'm working on is a retrospective for Ocarina of Time, and that's actually going to be I want that to be my magnum opus. I'm already 14 pages in my script, which is well
Dang,
over
14
an hour.
pages, bro. How
So
do you have that, like... I'd have done walked off and smoked a joint or something by then, man. I can't do that. That's crazy, dude.
it takes a lot of research. Like I'm reading the game guide. I'm watching the game. I'm watching gameplay of it. It's ridiculous.
So this is what I mean. Like
goes into it.
There are YouTubers and content creators, streamers out there who put a lot of time and energy into their stuff, and those guys are typically successful, like Nerdporial. Most guys like me, I just kind of I throw up a stream, I see what happens. I don't really, there's really no rhyme or reason to it other than when I do my editing and stuff, because I stream on Twitch, I stream on YouTube, I'm on Instagram a lot, those sort of things, and these are all important things to have, but my focus has mostly lately been Twitch. And real quick, I just want to shout out to the Chuck Load Comics. I've known Chuck for a few years. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Chuck Load. For putting this on. And then what a great way to end the Chumpcast talking about 300 episodes and people who have been there since the beginning. Good segue into this whole thing. So now that you know my friends, I'm Ords. Again, I stream on Twitch. I stream on YouTube. I've got a few different channels. And some things that we have in common is we have community that we share in. And I think that's the biggest part. So let's touch a little bit about community. Like if you're starting to create content, I think one of the most important things you could do is start a community. Get people in talking to each other. Whether they disagree or agree, conversation is always good. So what are your guys' experience on building a community? Because I know that you and I kind of come from the same kind of community where it's you're kind of that outlier coming into that community, but also having success as an individual YouTuber, because you don't necessarily have success within a community. I'm just saying if you're looking to get plugged into making content creation, collaboration, and community is probably one of the key things, I think.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I when I started YouTube, I was just talking about whatever, I guess, what was the top story of the day, and it wasn't doing so well. And then one day, the story came out that Johnny Depp and Amber Heard had a leaked audio recording, and I reported on that.
God, I remember that.
Holy shit, that changed my entire channel.
Yeah.
That video did I went from getting 30 views a video to that video got around 45,000. So for me, I was oh my God. And I was just okay, so as a new creator, you want to try to build your audience and your community, with your content and your brand. And
what do you think about this? Because I think in my mind, I think one of the most important things to building a community is just being not only honest with your community, but being honest with yourself as a creator and an individual. You guys know me, man. I get on there and this is me. I don't.
People can smell bullshit. Pretty.
Yeah, I agree.
That's true. They can definitely smell it. And so creating that, you're drawing people. I see you over there laughing, Cashy Queen. Shout out. Just saying. Anyway. And also, that's the other thing, too, along with community, having good moderators in your chat, people who truly just care about you and your content and support you, because you're going to have things like bots come in. And I'm sure you guys have heard bots or seen bots in live streams, man. And who here live streams, by the way? Anybody here live stream? Anybody do content? We got Runner Blaze back there, hashtag Runner Ducky. We got, okay, so we got a few people here. So you guys know, I'm sure you've experienced the bots before, right? Has everybody done that? It's
you always get those comments to OnlyFans. And
yeah.
What?
So
what does it have to do with my video?
Check this link to see this woman take her clothes off. And it's I just wanted to watch stuff about Batman. I didn't need that. Really, not so much bots, but honestly, you'll have people come in and try to get you to say things that may get your channel demonetized or may get you taken off the platform. Because as a streamer, I'm sitting there, I'm focused on what's going on in front of me and the chat. So sometimes you can lean over the chat and you're like, all right, what are they saying? And then you might, say what it is in the chat and say it wrong, and then you get demonetized or you get taken off the platform.
Or they'll just clip it out of context and
Well, that's just it, man. I don't understand why people do this, but again, one of those pitfalls of making content streaming is you're gonna have trolls, you're gonna have people in the chats, you're gonna have people who say the most abhorrent things. Like some of the bigger YouTubers that I know personally, people death threats and their DMs and all because they had
I've received 2 death threats.
Yeah, well, so, I was just saying, with all the stuff that you've covered. What's that?
No, I mean they. Oh.
Well, no, go ahead, man. Go ahead. No,
what do you mean by dox? What? Yeah, I was technically doxxed, but I did call the police and talk to them beforehand, so it kind of ended. But they sent me my address, everyone I lived with at the time, how many dogs I had. They said, I want to effing kill you. So yeah, I mean it was scary, but I don't know how they would.
I don't
know how they get my information because I've concealed it very well from the very beginning. So I don't know. There's people out there that really just want to mess with you or try to ruin your life or get you.
And all because you had an opinion about something.
Yeah, just because I have an opinion.
And what's your experience, Mr. Nerdporial?
Well, I have not had any. I've not had any death threats, luckily. I've had maybe like a couple of trolls and anyone that's basically tried to harass like some of my mods and stuff. I would try to evaluate the situation as best as I could, and if it just got to a point where they were just being just mean to be mean, I would just kind of hide them. I would hide them from.
At least for me, I really try to let people say what they got to say. I don't like censorship. Not a big fan of it.
I don't delete comments.
That's right.
You can not like me and let me know in the comments, and I'll be like.
Dude, the best is when you get the guy, and I think I've told you about this, that when you get the guy in the comments who's like, oh man, you should have done this and covered this and said this and done this. And it's like, if you would have watched more than 30 seconds of the video,
or
you
how
would have
about
seen.
you make your own video and do this and this and do it your way.
That's it too.
Make your own content. And I encourage that. Yeah. I encourage you. God, I can't see for.
He can't see, guys. Guys, you should.
I encourage you to go out there and create things, or just try.
You should see him when he's out shopping with that mask on. It's crazy. You can't see anything.
Like
knocking stuff off the shelf.
I agree about the creating aspect. Like a lot of the decisions I make when it comes to putting particular clips, because I just learned editing a year ago. A friend of mine taught me how to do it. A lot of it just comes like the moment you're just working on it, it just kind of comes to you.
Yeah.
And I think it's true for creators in every space, whether it's filmmakers or writers or anything. So, and I've gotten nothing but, luckily for me, I've gotten nothing but praise. But like I said, I've gotten the porn bots invading. Yep. Like I think one Better Call Saul stream I did, like there was like so many I did a Sonic Origin stream and a Better Call Saul stream, and I got so many porn bots. From that one.
Yeah, and you could block them, you could do it, but they run on systems and like I wonder how many people they actually get to click on that crap. It's just one of these pitfalls that you get, like where you're running a really good stream, the audience is enjoying it, the chat's going off. Speaking of, shout out to the chat, people who are watching in the live stream right now. Love you guys. But yeah, I mean, you could be having a good time, the stream's going, and then somebody comes in with bots or comes in, starts trolling it. It kind of derails the whole thing. Does it piss me off? Yeah, it pisses me off. But at the end of the day, we're here to put on a show. We're here to entertain people, and that's what I like to focus on. Me personally, the death threats, you can say what you got to say, man. If you know where I'm at, come find me. That's where I'm at with it. But
I'll be waiting. Yeah.
Yeah, and really with that sort of thing, they have as much power as you allow them to have. Is basically what it is. I try not to give those people power. If I see it in my chat, I try not to acknowledge it. The mods are usually pretty good. And again, back to what I was saying about having good mods in your chat. If you've got a good mod in your chat won't even notice that sort of thing's happening. They'll be on it and it'll be gone. But one of the pitfalls is that. Let's talk. I want to really get to this subject because how much time do we got? I don't even know. We good? Go ahead.
513.
All right, we're good. Okay, so I want to get into this demonetization. What could happen? Starting a channel, you get the content going, you reach your goal. If you're on YouTube, it's 1,000 subscribers. Twitch has their own kind of monetization set up. You can be affiliate and then partner. And
1,000 subs and I think 4,000 minutes.
4,000 watch hours.
4,000 watch hours.
So how it goes on YouTube, if you guys are trying to build a YouTube, it's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, which if you got a good personality and people like what you're saying,
you can do that in one video.
You could. I mean, realistically, other than me,
If a video lands, it's like,
And another consideration that YouTube will evaluate is whether you copy content. That's one thing that they do too. So I wasn't sure what that meant. So I was a little nervous, after saying like, will I be accepted? And well, what's funny was on the day of my 1-year anniversary of starting my channel was the day I got monetized.
See, there you go. It took me 3 years to get to that point. So again, it's also consistency too. But like you were saying, say what you were saying again. Sorry, stoner moment.
About evaluating your channel.
Yeah.
So like they do not like the idea of copying or using, like, so if you upload a video and it's from someone else's channel, they'll find out and then they can deny you.
Right, and that's the other thing too. I think with YouTube, good point, because in some aspects, YouTube hinders your ability to be creative. Right, we want to be able to clip stuff, use stuff.
You can critique. You can critique whatever is put on the internet as long as it's without. I mean,
right.
That's how you don't get copyright claimed. Is
there's guidelines, but the thing with the guidelines is, especially with YouTube, now
they're always changing.
They change constantly. You're constantly having to understand and chase why it is. Like you got a copyright claim, or you got a strike,
or they won't tell you exactly what part of the video it was that demonetized it, or why they removed it, or why you got to.
That's just it. And we're gonna get into the story because I know Darth and I are demonetized from YouTube. We worked our asses off to get to where we were. We got monetized, and YouTube took it away. Two different situations, but just to give you an idea of like how you almost have to tiptoe around YouTube with certain things. It's like
I stopped doing that once I was demonetized, and I just
that's my boy.
Like there's no bars hold.
Yeah, well, and that's just it. Because when I was demonetized, hell, I wouldn't do and this might sound a little silly, but I talk about it because this is a thing. I spent 3 years building the channel, and then demonetized. I spent 9 months in a depression trying to figure out what I was going to do at this point. Like. It's almost like losing a dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
it's almost equivalent to that because you go into the app and you're like your Creator Studio and you refresh it and you're just like, wait, where's all the money sign? Where did all they just disappear? And you're like, and I like restarted my phone and I started back up and I was like, what the hell? And then like 3 hours later, I got an email from YouTube saying I was demonetized, and I was like, you guys are just
See, I just don't check my email. It was like a week after they did it, I noticed. I was like, what the heck? But yeah, that's the thing. It just comes out of nowhere. I remember I was actually getting ready to do members. So on YouTube, if you get monetization, you can have members, which they pay a monthly fee to have extra content that not everybody gets to see. So it's kind of behind a paywall. I was getting ready to do a members, basically launching the memberships. Hey, we're going to have all this cool content, do all this cool stuff. Went to go hit the live button, and it was like, yeah, this is not monetized. Something's up with your whole thing. And that's where it all started. So let's get into what exactly happened, just because I want the audience here to know that like this kind of stuff. So Darth, you want to talk a little bit about your demonetization, and then we'll talk about the good side because you're still monetized, right? Okay, good. Oh, so I just wanted to make sure because you never know, guys. You never know. Hey, it might have happened this morning that you got demonetized. So, but go on, tell these beautiful people a little bit about.
Well, they didn't like the fact that I was supporting Johnny Depp from the very beginning. Like I said, my first video that really got traction was a Johnny Depp Amber Heard video. So I would consistently keep up to date with what was happening all the way up until I actually went to the trial, and I was in Virginia for 6 weeks.
In the courtroom, dude.
Reporting live on the ground. I slept outside on the sidewalk just to get inside the courtroom. So I mean, I committed. So I put a lot of work into.
Now you guys don't necessarily have to sleep on the ground.
No, you don't have
YouTube
to. No.
Or anything.
No, you don't. You know, but like that's the kind of work I put into it, and YouTube thought I had the wrong opinion about her. They Amber Heard, that is. So they demonetized me for harassment. I tried to reapply. Then they sent me an email saying that I am permanently demonetized. Basically, don't ask me again. And
I've asked them like 20 times.
And then a few months, I think like 3 months goes by, and then in May I reapplied, and it's still just sitting there. We are processing.
Well, and that was the other thing I think you were telling me was that like you literally went back and was like, oh, I can reapply. They didn't even send you an email or tell you that you could reapply. Just the button in your creator studio says,
but
oh,
I feel like when they demonetize you, they just want you to disappear. They want you to go away. Right? That's what they're hoping anyway, because they don't like your content. They don't agree with it. So when they take away your money, that lifeline, they hope that you just die.
I mean, here's the thing though too.
Or slow down.
What I don't understand is you guys like money, right? It's nice to have it. You're here at the con. You probably spent lots of it. I know you did. Jeez, bro. I don't even know. You want to buy me some stuff? I feel free, bro. Anyway, YouTube makes a portion of money off of every super chat, every bit of content that you make.
They're running ads on my videos, and I'm demonetized. So.
Right. So they're finding a way to continue. And they don't even like your opinion. But so they're going to find a way to, they make money off of it, right? So why would you, even a small creator, somebody who maybe makes $100 a stream, if that, like, you're still making money off that. Why would you demonetize them? And plus, you guys remember the old days of YouTube? The old day where it was like the Wild West. You could pretty much put up anything that you wanted to. It has changed so much since those early days.
Lots of cat videos.
Lots of cat videos. Oh, guys, so many cat videos.
So many cringe videos, too.
That's true, yeah. Well, that's the other thing, too, is with the demonetization thing. So they shut it down because you had an opinion, and they told you could reapply, but they haven't even said anything to you yet.
No, they told me I could not reapply. So, like, I reapplied twice now. So, like, basically, like, when I went to reapply for the second time, they said, no, you are permanently demonetized. Like, and then they demonetized my second channel after I reapplied because they reviewed my second channel and just demonetized that because it's affiliated. So I was
Good
like,
point. Always make a backup channel.
Yeah, but they cut that plug too, and I was kind of like heartbroken. You get that little bit of depression, like that. You just lost like something beautiful.
Well, because you set these goals, right? And like I've never been a person that's been motivated by money. You can ask my fiance back there. Never been motivated by money, but goals. That's my thing. Achieving something that I in my mind I didn't think was possible. And when you do that and then it's taken away from you, it's rough. You know what I mean? And it takes a while to kind of pick yourself back up, especially like with me, because I'm an emotional person when it comes to this. I love this. This is my life outside of like my family and what I do for work. Like, if I'm not with my family or at work, I'm doing this. Right. So with me and the demonetization thing, it could be as simple as like I was doing a live stream. I used to do these really cool like Mario Kart live streams on Friday night. I don't know if anybody here has ever seen Friday Night Tights, Nerdotic, Quarter Black Garrett, those guys, things like that. Yeah. They used to do, or they do the show every Friday nights, and I wanted something to kind of bring people over to give them after party is what I called it, the Friday night after party. So a lot of that audience would come over and hang out with us, and then I had somebody come in with like alt accounts and just spam the subscription button on my channel. It's as simple as just 200 different accounts at once hitting the button because somebody hit a trigger on their computer and.
No, he bought him.
I bought him. Oh, I paid for them. Yeah, see, and then I got demonetized. That was totally not. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so basically what that did was trigger something on the AdSense side of things because when you become monetized on YouTube, you get an AdSense number, and the AdSense goes through Google because Google owns YouTube. And then to them, it looked like I was artificially growing my channel. Go back and look at my numbers. There ain't no artificial growing there. I mean, there's videos with 30 views, there's videos with 100 views, there's videos with 1,000 views. So it's not like I'm spamming bots or anything like that, but to them, in their eyes, they saw that I was artificially growing the channel and shut the monetization down. And I think it was through the AdSense, the Google, because YouTube they haven't been able to help me in any way, shape, or form. I've never been able to remonetize. I've appealed. They said no. And this was somebody else's fault.
They took your money away. Like, what gets you up in the morning to want to make content, even though you're demonetized? Is it the love for the content?
Yeah, I would say at this point, like, it's, I mean, even before, it's, I don't do this to make money because I didn't make a whole lot of money. I'm not a huge, content creator, so I wasn't making a lot of money to begin with. And just realistic out there for those people who may be like, oh man, I'm gonna be a famous streamer, I'm gonna make all this money. Like, Yeah, you could do that. That is totally possible. But the mountain you have to climb to make that happen, especially nowadays, because everybody wants to do this, right? So everybody's got a brand. Everybody's got something now. So, it's like that.
Everybody's got something to say, basically.
It's like that wall we were talking about the other day, because we were talking about this, where it's like you're constantly trying to climb this wall to reach the views, right? Like, how can I get more views?
Yeah, because that's the payoff, right? Like, I mean, you don't want to sound like, narcissistic, but like
At the end of the
put
day,
a lot of work into
right.
content and you hope like the reward is more subscribers, more views, to growth. That's just what you hope for anyway.
Right, and just being realistic about that. Yeah, yes, the money's nice. Yes, the views are nice. The subscribers are nice. And then we'll sum up this whole show with like what makes this great and why we continue to do it. But yeah, so that's what happened to me with the demonetization thing. So I went over to Twitch because I was doing a lot of gaming anyway, and gaming happens over there. Now I'll say this: my experience with Twitch. Got affiliated within the first month, and they take way more money than YouTube does, but it's a better experience. I haven't had to deal with anybody on the back end of YouTube, Twitch. I haven't had an email saying, "Oh, your content is this" or "Your content is that." I feel like I could be myself on Twitch. So if gaming is your guys' thing, that's probably a good place to do it. They also have just chatting on there. If you like to talk, that's a good place to do it too. There's multiple platforms, and there's alternatives too. So don't think that YouTube is your only source to make content or do something. There are lots of platforms that are up and coming. Odyssey is one. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Odyssey.
Odyssey, Rumble.
Yeah, Rumble. But what's cool about Odyssey is you can actually mirror your YouTube channel. So what you do is you go, yeah, you can. Well, you do it. I think you have to have 300 subscribers on YouTube. But basically what you do is you go over to Odyssey, you link your YouTube channel, and YouTube does all the work on the back end. It holds the videos and everything. But Odyssey it's like a YouTube channel, looks like a YouTube channel in a way. The aesthetic's different, but you mirror it, and you got all your videos there. You upload a video on YouTube, it automatically goes right to Odyssey, and it's just another platform. Like that's the other thing too. Get a reach out there. Like hit the different platforms. Hit Instagram. Hit Facebook if that's what you think. Hit Twitter.
It just sucks because when you put in like 2-3 years of work into YouTube, you kind of like become a slave to like that platform.
That's true. Yeah,
it's hard because you're like, oh, I don't want to start all over, but I like this. Shared streaming or screens, right? So that way, you can do 2 at once, basically. You can upload there, and so it's like no extra effort.
Yeah, no extra effort. YouTube does all the back end with the storage of the videos and everything, and you're on another platform where people can go and watch your content. Right. Another thing real quick, too, before we get to the good side, because that's why I brought my boy Nuporo here, because he's kicking ass on the YouTube thing, but is that you want to make sure that you're oh gosh, what was I going to say again? You want to make sure, it's fucking stoners, man. I got to stop smoking weed. Basically, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're going to your copyright strikes. Let's say it's YouTube, right? You'll know when a copyright strikes or copyright claim happens. Fight that stuff. Always fight it. Always appeal it. Even if you know you're going to get denied, always appeal it. It's very important to do that. Protect your channel. Create another channel, like I was saying earlier. Have a backup channel. Different email. Don't use the same email.
Don't link it. Like don't put like other channel on your page. Yeah.
Right. Set it up as as if it's a business. Is basically what I'm trying to say.
But if you're going to do family friendly content, then you don't have to worry about demonetization. But
That's true.
But if you're going to dance on the PG-13 to like R-rated, adult content, then you are playing with fire.
I guess to sum that up is like with the bad side of things, anything can happen. You work hard, you spend years putting this together, you finally get where you want to be with it, and it could be taken away in a matter of minutes. So make sure that you protect yourself when it comes to your content, your channel. Also, do you? And I know I kind of said this earlier, but don't worry about the views. Don't worry about any of that stuff at first. Worry about putting something together and evolving your content. What can I do that's going to be better next? How can I edit better? How can I make this much better for my audience, to entertain my audience, to bring more people in, to keep people watching? Because, you guys know in a world full of TikTok and all that stuff, the attention span's getting shorter. So we have to work harder to keep people invested in the content.
Yeah. So in my case, with every video that I create from editing and everything, I always try to come up with a new technique. I watch bigger YouTubers, especially one gaming historian is a very good example. His content is probably some of the best when it comes to retrospectives and just like talking about particular subject, a video game subject. So I look at how like he presents stuff. Like I've learned how to use to animate the pictures. I use Adobe Premiere Pro. So my process is this. I usually, when I create a video, I usually write a script first, come up with ideas, what I'm going to say, my dialogue. I try to be as entertaining as I possibly can. Second thing I do is I record myself, and I'm still learning how to try to record stuff. Like I use Audacity for that, and like I use the tool that I use the most is NoiseGate, because I work on a laptop that makes a lot of noise. Like you hear the fan all the time. So
Oh God, that's the
when I
worst.
live stream, you hear that hum from my laptop. So
You know how many videos I've done? Like, I edit it. I'm like, man, that was a great video. And I go back to watch the final edit. I'm like, oh, the kids are screaming in the background.
yeah.
I'm like, ah, crap.
But like,
Oh man.
but like for me, like it's editing takes a really long time because like I create everything from scratch. All my videos I get from like a big like, for instance, my Mario video, I took an entire Mario 64 playthrough, and I had to take the time to look into the video to correlate with what I am talking about. And sometimes I'm
So
not
much
so
work.
lucky. Sometimes I'm not so lucky. So I have to look for additional content to download and put in and implement. So
I would say the editing process is one of those not ugly but bad things sometimes, because I've spent hours on editing one video that got 30 views. And that's the thing too. You guys might get discouraged during this whole thing. You might put 12 hours.
You will get
Oh,
discouraged.
okay,
Right?
yeah, that's-
Un-
yeah.
Unless you get lucky right off the bat, it's going to be discouraging. But you got to let that empower you, not like bring you down.
You do this for. I mean, you're mainly doing this for yourself. You're creating this because there's a wonderful fulfillment in creating something, anything. So I encourage all of you, whatever you do, like if you're like, don't just consume stuff. Try to think of just think of ways to be creative. Whether it's like if you're a musician, or if you're whatever,
Just an artist,
whatever,
you know,
you're artist,
any kind of art
video.
Put it this way,
Any kind of
like
anything you're passionate about.
Yeah,
there's a
exactly.
kid on Twitch. Anytime he gets a sub or some kind of donation or something, he throws like a 30-second rave with like
Oh, I've seen
fireworks
that
behind
video,
him and
yeah.
shit. Like it's just like, dude, like why didn't I come up with that idea? Like,
Yeah.
well, for one, if she'd kill me. I got fireworks going off in the house. Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
Hey, you wouldn't believe who's in the chat right now.
Who's in the chat?
George Lucas himself.
George Lucas. Oh, shout out Georgie
George
boy. It's not the
Lucas.
real
He's
George
been-
Lucas, guys. Come on, man. The audience was like, "What, George Lucas?"
How do you know? How do you know? Maybe it is the George
Is it the real
Lucas.
George?
Georgie boy.
He
Can
lives.
you
in,
please come back to Star Wars?
Please come back to
please
Star
come
Wars,
back to Star
please.
He
Wars.
lives.
begging
He
you.
does live in Chicago, so I'm
Does
just
he?
saying.
George Lucas.
We,
lives in
we
Chicago?
miss you.
Yeah, he was in
Buy it
Chicago.
back.
You ever see that video where he video bombs this one documentary?
No,
that
I
was in
didn't.
Chicago. There was
I
this
didn't.
guy
Was that in
talking.
Chicago? Oh yeah,
That was in
yeah.
Chicago.
He's like talking about like chemicals or something,
And
and,
the-
then George Lucas just walks behind him like,
and he looks and then he walks into the hotel.
yeah, that's a great video. But anyway, shout out George Lucas. So which also let's start going into the good, because I don't know how much time do we got. We got till 45. What?
31.
All right,
5:31
cool.
right now.
Let's start getting into the good side of it. So we kind of give you an idea what the bad is. We can sit and talk for hours about it.
Days.
Yeah. So make sure, again, just to sum that up real quick again, make sure you're protecting yourself. Also, one more point to this is that
Condoms.
there are going to be people who tell you what to do or try to tell you what to do with your YouTube channel. There are going to be people who say, "Oh, you should have done this or should have done that." Just do you. There are people going to tell you, diversify your content. You have to diversify your content. And there's going to be people who will say, "Oh, you have to focus on one thing."
There's petty criticism and there's constructive criticism.
Absolutely.
And I can tell, like, when someone gives me like a good idea, like, oh, hey, for your next video, try maybe this, or here's a link to this. You might like this video. You might want to talk about this topic. I love that.
Which is
But
great.
when someone's like, no, why did you say this, or why did you add that in this video? It's
Why didn't you edit it this way?
What?
I find, like, from my experience, I've gotten a lot of praise, but I really value when someone is critical or constructively critical.
Because they care, like,
Right,
because
they care enough to be
they
like,
want to
hey.
see you grow.
Yes.
Like, yes.
yeah, so
And that's somebody you want in your community. Like, you see
Yes.
that person in the chat, like, reach out to them. Make sure you comment on their comment. Make sure you let them know that, hey, thank you so much I did that. But at the end of the day, like I said, they're gonna tell you to diversify your content. They're gonna tell you to focus on one thing. Do you? Right? Like me, the reason my channel hasn't grown the way I wish it would was because I'll talk about a subject and move on. I don't kill that subject. I don't beat that subject to death. And there's nothing wrong with that. I get that people do that, and some people have become very, very successful. I mean, Umbrella Guy had $64,000 one month or something like that. I don't know. It was nuts.
Crazy.
You can beat a subject to death and still make a lot of money of it. But to me, that's boring, and no problem with other people doing that. In my mind, I can't do that. So I talk about a subject, I move on. Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with. Yeah. You know what I mean? So don't let people try to tell you how to navigate your brand. It's your brand. You own that brand.
And you don't even know what your brand is as you start it. It's very hard to have a good idea of what your brand even is going to be.
I knew what I was doing right out the gate, bro.
You knew exactly what it was. No, like you kind of build it and you nurture it and you grow it and you just kind of like perfect it. You know, you start from scratch, like because I mean, otherwise, if you're just going to sit at a computer and just talk to a camera, then I guess it's just your persona. But if you want to like
I talk to the camera a lot when nobody's watching. Yeah, I'll be looking at the camera, nobody in the chat or whatever, and I'm just like, hey guys, how's it going? Yeah. You know, like I feel weird that way.
Yeah, and I got a good comment from Salty Texas C here. Hail Salty, you're awesome.
Salty, yeah, what's up? That's in the chat. We're live, just so everybody knows.
Yes. He says, collaborate with people with different interests and skill sets. Yes. Make tribe. That's it. But yeah, it's awesome to collaborate with other people, other content creators, because it gives you a deeper, in my opinion, a deeper perspective on stuff, and you get to hear opinions. We're not an echo chamber,
right? Yeah,
like
right.
even this, like I do after shows for a couple of shows I really like right now. Better Call Saul's one of them, and then another one's The Orville, Seth MacFarlane's take on Star Trek franchise, as it should be, in my opinion. But this last episode was very kind of divisive, and the thing was, I did not tell people who disagree with me that they're just trolling me and trying to silence them. I heard their opinion and I took it into consideration. That's what you want to do. You want to listen.
That's it. I mean, yes, we're here to tell people stuff too, but so this brings into the last part of the conversation here is developing a community. The good side
building
of
relationships,
right?
Reaching out, networking and making like lasting relationships with other creators.
Never talk about other content creators. That's one thing I've learned.
Never talk shit about them.
That's it.
Because your subscribers might be subscribed to them, and you have to keep it professional. You have to try to keep it as professional as possible, and just be good to each other. Don't create drama.
There's been plenty of times where they're like a content creator I'm not a fan of, but I've worked with them, or I've been on a panel with them, or because I'm an adult and I can do that. I can keep my mouth shut and I can be professional about it because I love this so much and I respect everybody else too. It's not just me that's involved in
we
this.
should be able to sit down at a table and have different opinions and have an adult
without
conversation without bringing emotions into it
without slinging mud at each other.
And listen to each other.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Have you ever mud wrestled? It's kind of fun, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Babe, if you want to try that later, just let me know.
But I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I don't want to sound political, but the way our leaders have been, acting towards each other, slinging mud, from one direction to another. That's just
both
not how
sides
people
are
behave.
turning.
Did it just turn into a
acting
hippie
like
fest?
It's becoming people are acting like children now.
Yeah, it's just conduct yourself appropriately when it comes to the YouTube side of things or content creators or streaming in that way, because you will, like, once you start getting into it and start matching with other content creators and you're going to come across people you don't like, and that's okay, because 9 times out of 10 they're not going to like you either.
And people are going to you're going to get subscribers who will hit the dislike first, like before you even get a like.
Oh man, dude, those people are crazy, dude. It's like they hate watch your stuff.
Yes, and I'm like, you're a fan. You are a fan. You're lying to yourself.
I had somebody send me a super chat just so they could talk shit. I'm like, you gave me money to say something bad. You could have got to Twitter. Oh, what's up? Is that Andy? What's up, brother? It's good to see you, man. BA in the house. He's in the house. Anyway, I've had people send me money just to say bad things about me, and it's like,
well, hey, I guess that's
keep
a
doing
win.
Keep doing it.
Please. What else you got? You got some more colorful language, and throw another 5 in there for me. Yeah. But let's get into the good side of it because we're getting close to having to wrap this up. But the good side of it is the people, the chat, the people in the chat right now. And this is kind of why I wanted him to bring up the chat and kind of mention a few people in there because shout out again to the chat. these are the people that make it. This is the reason why we're even freaking here on this stage right now, is because these people in this chat, acknowledging the people in your chat, building a community, letting people know that you're not just, I'm just here to stream and make money. No, that's not what it is.
Build a Patreon too, or there's a lot of other ways.
There's all kinds of different ways to connect.
You can build subscriptions, and earn revenue before.
Yeah, the chat are basically your customers. You treat them. You treat them with respect. You treat them basically. How do I say it? Yeah, well, like just basically, you have to respect your customer, and you have to just like don't do what Hollywood's doing.
Yeah. See, and like with me, like I don't necessarily like I get where you're coming with the customer thing. I don't think that's bad at all. But I think at the end of the day, I try to consider the people in my chats and my streams family, because I spend just as much time with those people as I do with my actual family. So
your stream is like Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
When you're here, your family. It is, yeah. The Olive Garden stream, everybody. Well, come, your family here. But no, it's just really important to acknowledge these people, because I mean, like even like what the Chumpcast, the Chumpcast show, they had a guy from the very beginning, OG. From the Chumpcast come up and say what he's got to say. You guys don't know the impact as content creators that you and us make on people. I've had people message me and say things like, man, dude, I'm so glad that you do this. Like, I was in a bad place, and like your streams just bring me back to life, man. It's weird to hear that, because like, I struggle with things in my life, and we all do. And I've had things pull me out of that. So to hear somebody say that to me is better than any kind of monetization system or any kind of money I could make off of it, is the fact that these people give a shit enough about what I'm saying and what I'm doing that they tune in, that they care enough to comment. I mean, like, I've got people who don't come into live streams, just comment on my uploaded videos. I got people who show up in my live streams constantly. I have people that don't show up for months and then come back later months, and they're like, hey, man, how you been? They're still family to me. They're still, see, now you got me stuck in this damn friggin' Olive Garden shit.
People in the chat are saying
a lot
they
like
want
Fast
Olive
and Furious.
Now they want
endless
all about
breadsticks.
Hey, how about you guys hit up the PayPal and buy me and the chat, not the audience. The audience here is beautiful. They've already paid enough to be here. You guys get this shit for free. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I love you guys in the chat. Who's in the chat, by the way?
We got Memes of Destruction.
Memes, what's up, baby?
Great channel. Pacific 414. He's my co-host on my Orville live streams. Great channel. Subscribe to Pacific 414. Free Speech Gaming's here.
Free Speech, my boy. You got to hang out with him in Florida a few weeks ago.
Subhuman 84.
Oh, that son of a bitch. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Subhuman. I love you. And anybody who knows Subhuman personally, you'll understand.
And of course, the wild thing himself, Zax.
Zax, my dude.
Yep.
What's up?
Chuck Loda Comics.
Chuck, wait, isn't he? Oh yeah, whatever. Liar, slacking on the job.
We got Monkey Jeebus.
Monkey Jeebus. Love Monkey Jeebus.
Snowdub.
Oh, my boy,
Snowdub.
Shout out Snowdub.
Salty Texas C, I already mentioned.
Yeah, we move on from it. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Salty.
Well, I said George Lucas earlier.
Yeah, we don't care about George Lucas.
I care.
Runner Blaze.
Come back to Star Wars.
Oh, he's in the...
Phil TMNT.
Phil, what's up, Phil? Love you, buddy.
We got Phil TMNT.
And these are all people that I've developed, like we have developed friendships with through our community, through building a channel. And again, just the reason I wanted to even bring up the chat and who was in it is because this is what we do, right? We interact with our chat. We talk to the beautiful people who spend time with us. And why anybody want to spend any time with me? I can't understand why my fiance wants to spend time with me. Why do these people want to spend time?
I don't even want to spend time with me, most of the times.
But I want to spend time with you.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I don't understand.
I mean, there was that time we held hands, but
that was for like 2 minutes.
And he had the mask on, guys, too. It was weird.
I did.
But again, this is the good side of it. This is what gets us up every day. And when we get off of work, a hard day of work, we come home, we eat dinner with our families, go to the baseball games with our, go see our kids play baseball. Shout out to where's Bubs at? Game winner the other day, man. Knocked it out the park. Got bases loaded the whole bit. Anyway. And then we go home and we stream and we make content. And my day doesn't. They're literally my day. I wake up, I go to work, I come home, and I don't stop moving until my head hits the pillow. So consistency, not only with acknowledging your audience, the chat, but with your content. YouTube, if you're doing YouTube, likes videos every day. If you can make 5 videos a day, there are people who do it. I don't know how they do it, but there are people who do it. And
some people do the quantity over quality, and some do quality over quantity, and some kind of right in between.
Well, there's a YouTuber that'll he takes 6 months to construct one video.
But it'll do. You'll get millions of views.
But yeah, he'll get like 1 million views on it, and it's just like it's crazy.
Yeah.
So where are we at on time?
We're done.
We're 5:43.
Okay, so we got a couple minutes. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to come up and ask. We'll shoot you straight. We're not gonna feed you no BS. We are who we are. This is who we are. Just a couple of what? Except for wait,
we are, man. I'm just
oh wait, yeah. Well, you do. I mean, you do shower with the mask on.
I did. Well, how else do I get it clean?
Good point. You don't want to put that thing in the washer; it'll ruin it.
It would ruin it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, like I said, if you guys have any questions, please feel free. Like you don't have to either. It's cool. Is there any questions in the audience? Well, I do that, but again, this is where we get up. The audience, these people, you guys, the people who come to these cons, the people that we share in these beautiful properties, this pop culture world that exists, this immense amount of fun things to do and talk about. And with Darth's case, maybe not some so fun things. No. Look, I love Darth's channel. I was drawn to his channel by just his sheer ability to keep an audience and his beautiful content. What's up?
Now we got a question from Snowdub.
Oh, this is
gonna
be bad. He says Puff has a question.
Puff.
Oh, is that Puff?
Where's the
what's
weed?
He doing today in the
Where's
chat?
the weed? I mean, we are in a state that's legal,
this
so
is
it's
a
a dispensary.
drug-free chat. Right?
Is it?
No, I don't know. Is it?
Maybe. Oh yeah. Parental
me, right?
advisory. I forgot. I should have said that at the beginning of the stream. But no, shout out Snow. Yeah, Puff. So Snowdub, he's another creator. He does puppets, right? So shout out to Jolly Puff, my stoner friend puppet. Yes, I'm friends with a puppet, and yes, I talk to him like he's a real person. Sorry, guys, I'm crazy. But
he identifies as a real person.
There's the whole array of things that you guys could do. Find something you like. I mean, if it even like I've been trying to talk to fiance into starting a channel where it's like, how can I decorate the house on the cheap? I got this here. It looks really good. Let's decorate that sort of thing. Like, anything that you guys like and love, do that. Like my boy Andy over here used to do wrestling commentary, and I fucking loved it, man. It was like, and then your beers, you'd like crush your beer while he's doing it. And I'm like, this I need to be friends with this dude. So it's just like that. Reach out to other content creators. If you have a friend who has another channel, say, hey man, can I come on your channel? Do you want to come on my channel? Connecting with other content creators is a way to build your channel as well, right? Community, the audience. Bring people on your channel. Let them know that you're doing something, and be yourself, man. Don't unapologetically be yourself. Like if somebody,
you got to put yourself out there.
If somebody doesn't like you, screw them. That's one individual.
Yeah. It takes balls to put yourself out there creatively and artistically, like for the world to see, and know that there's going to be a whole world of views about what you put out there, and you just gotta listen to the ones you want to listen to, but mainly just do like what he's been saying this whole time. Do you?
Somewhere out there's somebody who's gonna like what you're doing.
Yeah.
You just gotta find them. That's all.
As long as you like what you're doing, I think that's really all.
That's it too. That's it too. If you're happy with it, and in those moments of being discouraged, know at the end of it, if you push through it, it'll get better. Any questions, real quick, before we end this? In the audience, in the audience here, come on, Blaze.
If
let's
you don't
go.
have 1,000 subscribers within 6 years, you should probably quit.
No, never quit. Hashtag Runner Ducky. Let's hear it, buddy.
Yo, Runner, what's up, man?
What's up, brother?
What's up?
In the
What's
mic.
up,
In the mic.
gentlemen?
I can't hear you.
Oh, in the mic. Can you hear me now?
Wait, no.
Loud
One more
and clear.
time.
Can you hear me?
One more time.
Can you hear me?
A little bit more.
Stop fucking with
Okay,
me,
go.
man. Okay.
Love you, brother.
So my first I might just have one question, but like, what kind of motivates you to like make a video? Because I'm at that point where like I haven't created too much content lately, just because it's like I have so much going on, but I still want to make more content. Like what like motivates you to make a video? Because I plan on making a video on a certain topic, but then I just forget about it. Like and the day has passed and all that.
You sound like me.
If I didn't make content, I'd just be talking to myself a lot more. It's a way for me to channel my ADHD, my creativity, and it's therapeutic, I guess. I just fundamentally enjoy making content. So the money isn't really a thing anymore. So I just do it for the love of it. It just makes me happy.
Yeah.
I think
I've seen the way his brain works, and it's like when he gets onto something, it doesn't stop. Me, honestly, and I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of the same way, Runner. Like where it's hard for me to get motivated about doing stuff, especially after like the demonetization stuff, which we are getting back into making more content and all that. But what motivates me, man, is my goals. Setting a goal for myself and saying this is what I want to achieve and working my ass off to get to that goal. That's what motivates me. You know, the fact that like I want to build something for myself. I want to be my own boss one day, whether that's, you know, opening up a shop or YouTube or streaming or whatever it is. And I think YouTube is a good thing for me to kind of structure my life a little bit. You know, like if I had idle hands, right? If I had time to sit around and do nothing, like I'd be in a lot of fucking trouble. So that's what motivates me, man. What about you?
Well, for me, I mean, like you said, goals, having goals, doing, working for yourself. For me, when I do like a retrospective or a review, like for instance, my current project, my Ocarina of Time retrospective, I feel like I'm reliving my childhood, and it's something, and plus it's kind of it's also a means of recording, trying to remember. In my case, I'm in my late 30s now, and who knows how much time I have left, and who knows how much I'm going to be able to remember. You
got lots of time,
forward.
man. You're good. You're good.
Just keep breathing, you'll be all right.
Going forward, so
one breath at a time.
but yeah, so it just feels like I'm reliving the experience of playing the game without playing it. And
because who has time to play those hard ass games when we were in the 90s? Like, you guys remember video games in the 90s? God, they were like the worst.
Best.
Well, yes. When I say the worst, I mean the best. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Darth.
Yes.
All right, Runner, did you have any?
Anything else, my guy? Sorry. Were you finished?
I had a second question in my mind, but I forgot.
Dude, do you have any weed on you? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, no.
I was just gonna say that do it like if there's something you really love and if you imagine you want to talk about with other people, the perfect thing to do is to make a YouTube video and put it out there for people to start a conversation.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. If anybody wants to, like, real quick before Runner finishes this, you might forget it. Go ahead.
I have one.
You might forget it. Go ahead.
One more question. So, I think the hardest part for me is like sometimes I've done gaming live streams. I kind of just stopped because it was just like I want to do something different and all that. Right. But like I want to like do something new. Like something that not a lot of other people do, but I have a hard time trying to like come up with whatever weekly thing I want to do.
Being unique is hard.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've tried to.
Andy. Anyway, go on. We'll talk about it after. Go on.
All right. Yeah. No, because sometimes I like try to make a list of things I like want to do and stuff for content and all that, but then like, you know, you're probably the same way, like, you know, work schedule.
It's hard to
focus.
It's really hard to focus sometimes.
Because I work like my new schedule doesn't come until like every week, and it's like always different days I work, so I can't like have a show like every Friday because I'm probably gonna work almost
just
every Friday.
Be honest with your audience. Tell them, hey, look, I want to do this. I want to do a show on Fridays. I can't do it every Friday, but I'll try to keep you guys posted about it. So on Wednesday, you're like, hey, I'm going to be able to do the show on Friday. Or even if it's Friday morning, hey, we can't do the show tonight, just a heads up. Because, like, with the family and stuff, like, things happen on the fly. And sometimes I have to cancel shows. And I feel I hate it more than anything in the world to have to cancel a show because I know people are looking forward to it. But at the end of the day, if they respect you as a content creator, they like your stuff, they're cool with it.
Yeah.
Just be honest with them.
But, like, my problem is like if I'm like just new getting into it kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you know, it can't be almost every day, which like for you with your gaming streams on Twitch or whatever, it's almost like a weekly thing consistently. You'll have like days off if there's like some going on. Right.
You don't have to do it. You can do it twice a week. Just try to schedule yourself.
Look, this is what I tell people. 1 video a week. YouTube will try to put you in an algorithm at some point if you're doing 1 video a week. Again, you know, like it's weird if I don't stream on a Wednesday, which I normally stream on Wednesdays. It's weird. I feel weird. Like it's not normal because it's not part of the schedule. So schedules are good. Being honest with your audience, and then just 1 video a week. Even if it's like you saying like, this is, you know, this movie trailer came out this week. This is what I thought about it, and that's it.
Use each video as an experiment, a way to play around it and just kind of figure out what works and what doesn't, you know, because when you're not getting a lot of views, quote unquote, like that's the best time to like play around with ideas and
you have an open sandbox.
And I did that for quite a while when I was like a lot more active. Like I remember I made like 1 Cobra Kai video.
Okay.
and that was like the highest
show.
like viewed thing.
Well,
on my
because it's
channel.
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai is lit.
All right. Well,
no,
hey.
no, but then I made another one after that, and it didn't get as much traction.
Yeah,
so
that
after
happens to me every time I do a video about a
Yeah,
subject.
so
The first one
after-
does great. The second one does
after
terrible.
that, I'm just like, how do I like work with this algorithm? Because I was right there. You
Dude,
know?
it's ever evolving, ever
You,
changing.
you'll never figure it out.
You'll never
so
figure
it out.
That's
Yeah.
gonna drive you mad if you try.
Yeah. So just honestly, just make a video once a week, even if you know it's not something you necessarily want to talk about like completely. Just do one video a week and get it out there. But we do have to end the show. So thank you, Runner. I appreciate it.
you
Go
very
check
much,
out Runner
guys.
Blaze, youtube.com/RunnerBlaze.
Subscribe to Dark
Yo,
News.
thank you for the shout out.
Real quick though. Just plug your stuff real quick. Let the people know in the chat and in the audience.
Okay, sure. My channel is called the Nerdporeal Lifeform, Nerdporeal. Yeah, it's and yeah, I do movie reviews. I do video game retrospectives. I've done layman's guides to TV shows, kind of like an introductory in case you have never seen it before, without spoiling too much. Of course, I do some gaming streams when I can. That's the only time I play video games, streaming it now. So recent game was Sonic Origins, the old classic Sonic.
Classic shit, yeah.
And I do after shows for Better Call Saul, for the Orville, and I did one recently for Stranger Things. So I do I do chats with other people like Salty in the chat and other content creators. I want to expand that further. So yeah.
Yeah, go check them out. The Nerdporeal Lifeform on YouTube, youtube.com/The Nerdporeal Lifeform. Darth, let these people know.
I'm Darth. I got 2 channels. Darth News, and that's one word with a 3 instead of an E because I'm so edgy. And
So edgy.
and Darth TV is my backup channel. Just in case they just delete my main channel, I have another one to fall back on.
Because you could completely
even though
lose
it's
the channel.
demonetized.
Yeah. You
but
can still
yeah,
lose the channel after demonetization.
Yeah, I do stuff on that channel, so go watch. Go watch it.
Go check it out. I appreciate you guys being here. Again, shout out to Chuckload of Comics for setting us all up, doing the audio. Big shout out to the Chumcast before this. Their 300 episode. Those are some good dudes. Go check them out. They know what the fuck they're talking about. My name is Ords. You guys can find me on Twitch. That's Ords Board. Like I'm bored. I don't know why that. Anyway, Ords Board on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ords Board, YouTube Ords Board. I also have a nostalgia channel where we talk about 90s, like cartoons, comics, music, and pretty much just get stoned and talk about old stuff. But anyway, thank you guys for coming out to the show. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of the con. Love you guys. Thank you, audience in the chat. Love you guys.